The last type of question that we're going to look at in this workshop is called highlight text. So I'm going to select this highlight text question type to add to my assessment, and I'm going to drop a pre-made question prompt into this box. So I want my students to read this paragraph and identify the irregular verbs in the present perfect tense. And now I need to set up what are some possible responses for my students to choose from. So I can go through here and select anything that could be a possible answer. So I'm just going to highlight both regular and irregular verbs, some non-answers here for my students to show their understanding of this question prompt. So I am highlighting all of these. And then, of course, I'm going to have to tell it what are correct responses. So down here under correct responses, I can see these kind of changed. And when I float over them, I can select any that are correct. So here is an irregular, and I would go through and mark all of the ones that if they selected these would be correct. And I am not selecting some of the things as well because those are not correct responses. So I've highlighted or I've selected all of the ones that my students can highlight for a correct response to this question. Down here at the bottom, we can see either an exact match or a partial match. So I want my students to have some partial credit if they get some of the answers, but not all of them. And then we can also add our learning objectives down here at the bottom. But let's take a look at what this type of question looks like for our students. So if we go over and preview, my students float over this and they can see anything that could possibly be selected as an answer, and then they would select the ones that they think are the correct answers. So that is highlight text, where you can drop a body of text in here and then identify places that your students can click on to show their understanding of your question prompt. And then I'm going to drop that into my assessment. And that is the last type of question that we are looking at in this workshop, which is our highlight text question.